Banking with people you know and people you know you can count on. First Security. Bank better. Oaklawn Hot Springs, Arkansas's only casino resort. By Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please drink responsibly. Summit Utilities, delivering natural gas to Razorback fans all across Arkansas. By Arkansas Children's, making kids better today and healthier tomorrow. Edward Jones. For a financial advisor near you, visit edwardjones.com. Sips Car Wash, proud sponsor of the Razorbacks. By Highland Dairy, locally made, naturally delicious. Regions Bank. Regions, official bank of the SEC. By Shelter Insurance. For award-winning service, find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. Arkansas Heart Hospital. Dedicated to your heart. By Ballpark, the official hot dog of the Razorbacks. Harps. Quality foods, hometown fresh. It's that simple at Harps. By Visit Hot Springs. Time for a road trip to Hot Springs, Arkansas. Learn more at hotsprings.org. Whole Hog Cafe. At Whole Hog Cafe, world champion barbecue is what they do. By Roller Funeral Homes. For 3 generations, the Razorback Nation has trusted the Roller family to serve yours. With all our respect. By your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas. Reliable, affordable, responsible power. The Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. This is winning. Baptist Health, Arkansas's largest and most comprehensive health system. By Modelo Especial, brewed for full-time Razorback fans. The Arkansas Department of Health. Quit tobacco. We can help. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of Razorback Athletics. By Kubota, together we do more. Farmers Union Insurance, simply different. By the University of Arkansas Online, offering flexible degree programs. Apply now at online.uark.edu. Hellman's, the official mayonnaise of Razorback Athletics. Wright's Barbecue, small house, big flavor. Our Care, health for all. And by Domino's Pizza. Hog fans, order online at Domino's.com to save money on mouth-watering pizza with Domino's Rewards. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Razorback Sports Network.
This is Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics, the world's favorite light beer.
Green spins away, still looking. He's going to heave it downfield. He's got a man open. It is caught. Touchdown, Arkansas. Isaiah Satania.
I believe I'm going to have me old cold beer.
Stock up with Bud Light for game days. Bud Light, please drink responsibly. ESPN Arkansas is behind enemy lines thanks to Century Bank of the Ozarks. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. Don't miss out on Hog Reaction after every Razorback football game.
Please give us your thoughts of another painful, truly astonishing ending in AT&T Stadium. Hey, welcome into Hog Reaction. I'm live here in Jerry World. Matt Jones is with us. Colton Little is with us. We've got a lot to discuss. Probably going to go till about 9 o'clock tonight. I want plenty of reaction following just another edition of Arkansas gonna Arkansas in this game. It is mind-numbing at times to watch how they lose this game each and every year a different way. Matt Jones, this game, it was about turnovers. Arkansas's offense was clicking in that first quarter, man, and you didn't really see much after that.
Yeah, Ty, it's good to be here today, man. That was a tough one. That really was. That's one of those. We came out blazing in that first quarter. I think the end of the first quarter it was 14-7. Had a little scramble drill, and Taylon Green found Tesla for that long touchdown, and they went back to him. I mean, it was man, it's tough, Ty.
The number to get in the program, 877-377-6963. Again, I'm more than happy to not do much talking tonight. Matt was the exact same way. We will let you talk. We will let y'all react to what happened. And that, Matt, I want to start there. So you mentioned the scramble drill. Talon's flushed out a little bit. Tesla breaks off his route and just goes deep and finds that wide open touchdown. Great throw from Talon. You're thinking to yourself, this might be a high scoring affair. It ends up being both teams below 40 points. But What went wrong offensively today, in your opinion, from a guy that played the position?
Oh man, they were moving the ball so well in the first quarter. They were able to get some points. It was 14-7. You liked what 22 was doing. You liked how Talon was going about it. The fake punt was a pretty good call right there. I mean, kind of had them going. And in the second quarter, it just seemed like we were moving the ball, and then we'd have a penalty, or then we'd have a loss of down. Something would kind of like we just shoot ourselves in the foot. Man, I thought Armstrong played great. That's one thing when you look at this team, Ty. They played with effort. They played with energy. They played their hearts out. They gave it what they had. We just kind of we didn't have our best game today, and that's the thing. If you bring your C+ game on the road in conference play, it's tough to win.
Yeah, you mentioned Andrew Armstrong. He's going to be playing in this stadium, if not next year, in some years to come. That's an NFL wide receiver. The issue, Matt, becomes there's such a talent gap after that. And Talon knows when he throws the ball near Andrew Armstrong, 9 times out of 10, he's going to come down with it. And I know Tesla had some good plays today. Isaiah Satania did as well. But they really have not had anyone step up in that number 2 wide receiver. And I'm not talking about necessarily like a specific position, but there's no number 2 wide receiver on this team. I think they thought it was going to be a Broden, but once again, Matt, we didn't necessarily see his best game today.
Yeah, I thought Satania, I thought he hit early, and then we kind of just didn't go back to him in the third quarter or the fourth quarter. But I thought he was kind of on. I thought he was close to breaking one. They were getting him the ball. He was kind of getting some seams, and you'd have liked to seen him keep going back to him. Tesla showed out, man. That 75-yard touchdown catch kind of just had us going. But you're right, man. Armstrong's making himself a lot of money.
Yep.
That dude gets one-on-one, Ty. I haven't seen anybody this year cover him one-on-one.
I heard Landon Jackson say after the game, and we're going to get to some of what Coach Pittman had to say. And again, you're welcome in this conversation too, 877-377-6963. And he talked about he had one of his better games today. But he was like, I don't care. We lost the game. And I think that's a Texas kid. And they talked about, if you watch the television broadcast before, Dave Pasch and Dusty Dvorak were talking about the combination of the 3 main Texas kids on offense being Jaquindon Jackson, Talon Green, and then also Andrew Armstrong. Not that Talon or Jaquindon play off, but it's just so tough on these Texas kids that once again, and the final edition of this game in Jerry World, the Southwest Classic, they come up short to an A&M team, and that's what Coach Pittman had to say after the game as well. All right, we got some text in here already that we're going to react to. Paul in Fayetteville. We'll start with him. I swear they did everything in their power to lose this game. The text not popping up. I'm just filling in for what I'm thinking he said. But, Matt, I mean, when one team has 3 turnovers and an additional turnover on downs because of the fake field goal and the other team doesn't turn the ball over, 9 times out of 10, that team's going to win the football game. The other one's going to walk away the loser like we saw once again today.
Yeah, Ty, and to your first point, Landon Jackson did play a heck of a game.
He
man.
did. Yes, he did.
He was fighting. He was mucking it up, messing it up for him. I'm so happy for him to get his tally on the board. You know how like when Tiger Woods finally get a birdie, kind of marks it. You kind of almost
Yeah.
felt like that. You're happy for the kid, and you say C+ game. I think our defense played about a B. You give up 21 points. That's B. We didn't get any turnovers, but still. I thought the defense kept us in it. Offense can't
big
turn
stop
the
at the end.
Man, yeah, just can't keep turning the ball over.
Yeah, that big play. Well, I want to go back to the first quarter. That's where we started the program. We'll kind of work our way through each quarter as we continue on here. Hog Reaction live from AT&T Stadium. Defense gave up that big play early after Arkansas got theirs with Tesla. And then, but for the majority of the game, Matt, they played well. And when they needed to make a stop, they did. I know that 75-yard touchdown hurt in the fourth quarter after Arkansas went down and kicked that field goal. But I don't think this rests on Travis Williams' shoulders, to be honest. I think the defense did enough for them to win with the only allowing 21 points. Special teams-wise, you made a field goal. You got one fake to work. The other one didn't. I thought Devin Bale had some good punts. I mean, I don't think special teams cost you today. I mean, I think this falls squarely on the shoulders of the offense, unfortunately.
Yeah, you would have liked to see them try that field goal. I'm trying to think where they were right there, because when you call a timeout, the special team coach on the other side, that's all they're talking about.
Yes.
Watch the fake,
Yep.
watch the fake, watch the fake. They're not, so you're kind of
They're field goal safe too, Matt.
right. Same concept. You're just aware of it. You're alert of it. You're instead of and so you had to do it. And I like the call. You just would have liked to seen him do it without the timeout, but I would have liked to seen him try the field goal. He made that one from 50 or 45, and it looked like he had enough leg. I just can't remember if they were at
I think it was
51.
a 50-yard. I think it was a 50 or 51-yard attempt, Matt, like you were saying.
I'd have liked to seen him try the field goal. The kid's kicking good, but I did like the call. I just, the timeout before it, that's just high alert. That just not second quarter kind of hurt us right there.
Yeah, I think that was a play, like you said, because I noticed, how most of the time they've got everyone lined up on the line of scrimmage except for like one guy, and then that they're going to try and pin their ears back and come after him. But you knew, like you're watching it, and I don't know if that's a Scott Found checkout. I don't know if that's a Ramsey checkout, but they should have in that situation. And unfortunately, that cost Arkansas a possession, or at least the continuation. Did not get 3 points there. All right, let's take our first call tonight. James is in Fayetteville. James, you're on Hog Reaction. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Ty, man? How are y'all doing?
Good, buddy.
Hey, so it just never ceases to amaze me how abysmal the Razorbacks perform against the Aggies there at Jerry World. I mean, it's almost like it's ingrained in our DNA. Not even though like we changed teams and coaches over the past 20 years, it seems like it is ingrained in our DNA to perform badly there and just make boneheaded mistakes. And I'm reminded of the KJ Jefferson mishap last year and this year with that fake field goal that was just completely uncalled for. We should have just kicked the regular field goal and gone up, and we could have won the game, with those two field goals then. But again, it's just it irritates me, it infuriates me, and if this is what $100 a month gets me, then I want my money back.
I had James. I got a text during the end of the game, and it was stated. This is a Sam Pittman fan. He says, "How are we collectively, as a fan base, supposed to compete with teams that have 4 times the money we do?" I don't have the NIL budget of Texas A&M in front of us, but I think it's pretty obvious who's spending more in football. To your point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh.
They got those deep pockets. The oil money, the petroleum money down there. And I mean, I'm a native of East Texas, and I grew up in an Aggie household, and so I understand the culture, and I hate it. And but like I don't understand how we go in this game every single year.
Every year.
It never fails, whether it was Bielema or whether it was Morris or John L. Smith or freaking Sam Pittman. And we always lose this game. We can't seem to get over that hump. Granted, we had that one year with Pittman, which was cool. Where was that fire? Where's that fire of being a proud damn state, person again? I haven't seen it. So I'm done.
James, appreciate the call, buddy. Again, our number, 877-377-6963. James talked about growing up in an Aggie household. Let's go to a Texas household where Jared's called in from Greenville. Jared, you're on Hog Reaction, man. Go ahead.
Hey. So another disappointing, frustrating loss. I don't really know what to think about it, except for this is kind of the where the rubber meets the road with this team.
Yep.
I mean, they were talking about Armstrong getting in the O-line space and Taylor Green having to break it up. Y'all probably already talked about that, but
I missed that. I'm going to be honest, Jared. I missed that. Was that the tail end of the game after the strip sack?
It was like middle third quarter.
Okay.
The reporters were talking, or the announcers were talking about it. Anyways, that kind of stuff. I don't want to see what happened last year. I want to see this team get through this, push through.
Yep.
If they can do that, I don't care what the win-loss total is. If this team can stay together, if the coaches, the teammates, the leaders can keep this team together, I don't want to see a rebuild. I don't want to see Sam Pittman gone, because that means everybody's gone, pretty much, unless the new guy, whoever it might be, wants to keep somebody. I don't want to see I don't want to live through another rebuild right now. So it doesn't really matter what the end of the year holds. I mean, I'd love to see us pull out a couple that we shouldn't win, whether that's Texas or Ole Miss, which they're looking a little shaky against some SEC competition.
Yeah, to Jared's point, for those that don't know, Ole Miss lost at home to Kentucky today, 20-17. I would have never in a million years thought that was possible, but it happened at Vaught Hemingway Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it made me think. I'm kind of grateful we don't have a super easy start. I mean, 4 games that they had, like, that's not preparing them for anything.
No, you're right.
But yeah, that's a whole different thing. But if we can pull out a couple we're not supposed to this year, bottom line is I don't want to see anybody go, because I want to see what can happen next year. And then that's the final straw for me next year. But keep this team together, keep our guys going. I want to see some serious effort to finish this year out, to finish the rest of everything. Anyways, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Jared, we appreciate your call, buddy. Thanks for that. Thanks for those thoughts. All right, let's talk to John. He's in Mena tonight. John, what's going on? You're on Hog Reaction.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Nothing much, buddy.
Hey, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, fellas. It's the offensive line. Sam Pittman, he's supposed to be the offensive line guru. And I'll tell you something very interesting. I typically always watch the games, but today I was out putting up deer stands, doing my thing. I was not able to. So I listened to the entire game. And what was disturbing was almost every single offensive possession, one of two things Mr. Chuck said. High snap, low snap, bad snap. And then the other thing that kept coming up, their front four. I mean, our quarterback's running for his life every single play. Every play, guys.
The key element in that, John, is you said 4. They weren't blitzing. I mean, they blitzed tonight, but they weren't blitzing all the time.
They brought the house a time or two, but they didn't need to.
Elko got pressure with 4 tonight. Yep.
Man, guys, when you can get pressure with 4, you ain't beating nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the defense continued to play extremely well, extremely hard. They stand up every time they're asked to.
Yep.
I mean, you think about that one drive when they absolutely just stand up and stop A&M, and then we go out the very next possession and give them the ball back on the 10-yard line. I mean,
you're exactly right.
And I'm not. Hey, I love BP. I mean, it ain't on him. I'm just saying, our offensive line. I mean, you guys know more than I do, but I'm not saying the talent's not there. I don't know, but something's missing because we get smacked around at that position.
Yeah, John, appreciate the call, Matt. I want to direct this at you if this is okay. I mean, is this on the offensive line? Is Taylor not calling out the right protections? Like, what have you seen through 5 games with this unit, in your opinion?
Well, the offense is we look really good at times. We look like we can play with anybody. Just kind of some unforced errors, just kind of some mental mistakes. This is the big leagues. You can't have a lot of mental errors and think you're going to compete at this level. I mean, the people are just too talented. Got to just be a little more consistent. I liked it. I mean, we had a lot of good things going. I mean, we really did. We just couldn't find a way to finish, couldn't find a way to make that one extra play. But, man, I thought the guys competed pretty hard.
It's like me in a bar on Saturday night. Can't close, Matt. Can't close. Big Mike's in Waldron. Big Mike, what's going on, man?
When they left the number 1 defensive line on the sideline until it was 1st and goal, that's when I said, well, this game's over with. That was just inexcusable while they were over there on the sideline, 75-yard, while they went right down the field.
That 4th quarter drive.
The winning touchdown. I'm going, what the hell was that about?
I'm going to be honest, Mike, I did not notice that. I'm assuming you're.
Yeah, I remember when Quinn brought it. They put Quinn or Chuck one brought up. They put the number 2 defensive line when it was down their end of the field. Well, after a while, they're just going right down the field. Why wouldn't you stick the number 1s back in? They waited till it was 1st and goal, and it was too late. There was lots of things wrong. The offensive line didn't play good. The defensive line got run over sometimes, and I don't know. I'll talk to y'all later.
Thanks, Mike. Man, I got to be honest, guys. I really hesitate to blame the defense for any part of this loss. I think it was our previous caller that brought up, like, Matt, you gave their offense, like, the ball on the 10-yard line. I mean,
defense played good, man.
Yeah, they played well enough to win. I mean, 21 points in today's college football, if you hold a team to that, that's a pretty good outing, if you ask me. I don't know how you think about that, Matt, but I think you take that if you're Travis Williams or Sam Pittman on that side of the ball.
I simple is way we can put it. The 3 turnovers. I mean, the defense. That's why I gave the defense a B, because if they would have got two turnovers, I would have gave an A. But you just said it. You hold a team to 21 points in the SEC. Offense has to find a way. Defense played good, man. They run fit until the end. I had in my notes, man, how good they were doing. They were run fit, and Landon Jackson got some sacks. 8 was coming up, 14 was coming up, and they were making tackles. And then we got a little fatigued there at the end, and they had one on us. But man, I thought our defense kept us in it.
All right, let's talk to Troy. He's in Harrison, home of the Goblins. Troy, what's going on, man?
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. Hey, I want to make a couple of points and see if Matt agrees with this. Now, he said earlier in the week on halftime, which happens to be the most intelligent radio sports talk show in the entire state, bar none. If Arkansas gets some turnovers, good chance. If we give up 2 or more, might be over with. Anyway, that's what cost us the game tonight, in my opinion. Turnovers, mental mistakes, and lack of paying attention. When Palin fumbled the snap, he wasn't paying attention. You've got to look. You can look at the details, but it's the little details that will make you successful or make you a failure.
Devil's in the details.
Yep. Things. Absolutely, little things. So I think that's the problem. You guys are right. Defense played pretty good tonight. And you're right. If you give up only 21 points in today's college football, you've done a pretty doggone good job.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, y'all are inundated with calls, not only in this show, but all week long on your shows, with people who know how to watch the movement of the ball, but don't know how to watch the game. There's a big difference in that. But I'll tell you this. I spent 14 years as the United States Army Ranger. I spent 22 years as a police officer after that. I know something about dedication and loyalty. It's a lost art. For me, I'm a Razorback. Proud. I will be a Razorback to the day I die, whether we go 0-12 or win the national championship. I'd rather be a Razorback if we never win another game than be a national champion with anybody else. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Y'all have a good, safe weekend.
All right, man, I think we need to take a break after that. I don't know if we can add anything to that than how Troy just ended that call. Is that cool with you?
Woo pig suey.
All right, let's take a break. More Hog Reaction coming up live from AT&T Stadium, presented by Bud Light.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. ESPN Arkansas is behind enemy lines thanks to Century Bank of the Ozarks.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
It's a stunning way to go somewhere new in the 2024 Buick Encore GX from Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Right now, get up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing for well-qualified buyers on the Buick Encore GX. The Encore GX is a boldly styled 5-person SUV that is ready to reward. Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% on the 2024 Buick Encore GX. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
This is Hog Reaction.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Randy Milam in Alma or Agent Brandon Zimmerman in Barling.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey and Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey and Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit kevinhickeylaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey and Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team could give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
Have you been searching for a luxury dealership experience unlike any other? Come to Land Rover Little Rock in Little Rock, Arkansas, and discover why we're known as classy, top-tier, easy, and honest. Whether you want to upgrade your ride to a new Range Rover Velar, or you're in the market for a used vehicle of another make, you won't regret visiting our Little Rock, Arkansas Land Rover dealership for all your automotive needs. Can't make it in? Check us out online at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics.
Jackson's the tailback. They give it to Jaquindon, fighting at the goal line. Did he get in? Touchdown, Arkansas! Jackson's in, and the Hogs go back up by 2 scores.
ESPN Arkansas is behind enemy lines thanks to Century Bank of the Ozarks. This is Hog Reaction. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
So Colton Little has our video live stream, kind of a montage of some old Arkansas highlights against Texas A&M. I don't know what they did back then, Colton, to get those wins. Because Arkansas, by the way, for those who don't know, even after another loss in this stadium, still leads the series. But evidently, there's a little bit of time that's passed between then and now. Matt, since 2014, since this series was renewed in Jerry World, Arkansas won 1 time. From 2014 to 2024, you won this game 1 time. And I know, listening and watching Nick Saban today, Arkansas never beat him when he was in Tuscaloosa. You only have beaten the Aggies 1 time since they've joined the SEC in 2012 and then one time in this place. Makes no sense. No sense.
They better watch out next year.
I hope so, man. I hope so. Let's talk to Brad. He's in Bella Vista tonight. Brad, you're on Hog Reaction, man. What are your thoughts?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, brother.
Hey, I love you guys. What I would like to see, because in my opinion, I think Taylor Green is a much better runner than a passer.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they design more run plays for him and not just like scramble, pass, run, option, whatever. But like, drop back and then shoot it up the middle type stuff. I don't know. I just feel like he has a lot of talent with his legs and not so much with his arm.
Yeah, Matt, as we watch today, I don't know what Bobby Petrino's calling. We don't have the in-depth, behind-the-scenes look of what's specifically being called. But, I mean, they called his number today. We also got to be in a situation where, I mean, if you lose him, I like Malachi Singleton, but I don't know if Malachi's I said it. I know Malachi's not an upgrade. And I think they're trying to balance, like, running and passing. Matt, I know you've talked about getting hurt your senior year, and it definitely affected the offense and you as a quarterback. I know that's always in the back of Petrino and Coach Pittman's mind that they don't want to get Taylor hurt in this situation. They're having to balance it a little bit.
Mike Elko's pretty good, except for that one pass to Tesla when he was scrambling. It almost seemed like when they made Taylor Green scramble, that the way they kind of forced him out was like inside out and made him run sideways, didn't let him cut through the line and get vertical. So they had a game plan to stop him. I mean, Taylor Green's a stud, man. You're going to win more games with Taylor Green than without him. I'm a Taylor Green fan, and I'd have liked to seen us give the ball to 22 a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know if I thought Petrino called a good game. I'm not saying that he didn't call a good game. You'd like to find a way to get 22 the ball a little bit more. I thought the screen game was good when we ran it. It was just you look up and you thought we had 28 points at halftime and we only had 14. We just kind of stumbled a little bit.
First quarter was great, and then after that, really nothing offensively. I mean, he scored 3 points in the second half, Matt. That's all they scored. 3 points in the second half. That is not what you want. Let's go to Tulsa. Kerry's on the line. He's been waiting for about 10 or so minutes. Kerry, you're on Hog Reaction. What do you got for us tonight?
Hey, first of all, I'd like to say I was really impressed with the defense. I think at the end they kind of got gassed because they'd been on the field too long. But my real question is this Bobby Petrino, Sam Pittman experience going to work? Sam Pittman has been kind of a ground and pound, run the clock off, win in low digits, and Bobby's been more of an explosive. And I see that we're having so much trouble in pass pro. I just wonder, is Sam and Bobby going to be able to work out a line coach, coaching the line, and an explosive, mad genius with offense? Is that really going to work out? What do you guys think?
Well, Matt, I think we've seen points where it's successful. We got to remember this is Coach Petrino's. He's only had 5 games with Taylor as his quarterback. He's got a group of guys he's never coached before. And when you implement a new offense and a new coach, it takes time. That doesn't excuse some of the things that happened today or have happened at junctures this season. I think the most troubling thing is, Matt, and I don't know if you feel this way as well, is for the second consecutive year, your Achilles heel is the offensive line. And I never thought I'd say that about a Sam Pittman football team. And we almost have to half it this year because they're good in run blocking. They're a good run blocking team. They're not good in pass pro. And so of course it's not as bad as it was last year, but it's still probably the weakest position group of the football team, I think.
Well, I'd have liked to see us run the ball more. I think they are starting to come together. And it doesn't just fall on one person. It is the collective. But yeah, I mean that's tough. It was tough to watch at times, but I mean Petrino had him in spots and we just didn't make enough plays. Honestly, I mean we had chances to make them and the 3 turnovers we go back to it and it's like cancel those out. And then what would have happened?
Let's pause just for 1 sec. Colton, why don't you update everyone what the score in Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama is right now?
As of right now, the current score is Alabama 28, Georgia 0.
28-0. Is it still in the first quarter?
Second quarter right now. Just started a little bit earlier. I think it's probably about 10 minutes or so to go in the second quarter.
Matt, Bama is punking the Dogs right now. That is, I don't think, if anything, I thought Georgia might come in and maul these guys. But, man, DeBoer shining bright in this first game, Matt.
Man, it's that's pretty cool to watch. Jalen Milroe to me has really taken to that offense. I was one of the ones at first that thought, well, Milroe would get in the transfer portal, but no, man, he's elevated his game and kind of doing like that Anthony Richardson thing, because he does have a big, strong arm, and then a Kentucky going on the road. And,
how about that?
I mean, the SEC, man, this is where it's at, man. It's the big time.
Matt Milroe is 8 for 8 for 113 yards and a touchdown right now. He really is balling out.
He might be the Heisman frontrunner after this game.
You know, and Matt, you know a kid that you've talked about some of your teammates, especially out wide, like Richard Smith and Corey Birmingham. I know he kind of played everywhere, but you got to watch this freshman, Ryan Williams. That kid's a dog, and he has got a lot of not railway, but whatever. He's got a lot of runway ahead of him. It took me a lot. That kid can play. And if I had to guess, Colton, I haven't seen the stats, but wouldn't be surprised if he had a touchdown. They've already scored 4 of them for the Alabama. So we'll keep you updated with some SEC scores. Matt brings up an important game. Probably the biggest upset of the day is Ole Miss goes down at home to Kentucky. Mark Stoops gets one of the biggest wins of his tenure, which I believe is the second longest, either first or second, him and Kirby, the SEC. But big win for the Wildcats, Big Blue Nation, as they get it done in Oxford, Mississippi. All right, we're going to take a short break here on Hog Reaction. We've got 4 open phone lines right now. It's Matt Jones, myself, Colton Little. If you want to give us your reaction, not just to some of the stuff that happened today in the SEC, but what we saw once again transpire in Jerry World. Here's our number, 877-377-6963. More Hog Reaction coming your way next.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. ESPN Arkansas is behind enemy lines thanks to Century Bank of the Ozarks.
This is Northside head football coach Felix Curry. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hi, this is Ricky Smith, head basketball coach for the Northside Lady Bears. I dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football and fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York Factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Come celebrate autumn in the natural state with Crabtree RV Center in Alma. Crabtree RV Center is having their big fall sale October 10th through the 13th. There will be special pricing and door prizes along with our experienced, knowledgeable staff to help you pick the perfect RV for your family. Come see why we've been voted the best of the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas. So mark your calendars for October 10th through the 13th and don't miss out on the big fall sale. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics.
Jackson's the tailback. They give it to Jaquindon, fighting at the goal line. Did he get in? Touchdown, Arkansas! Jackson's in, and the Hawks go back up by 2 scores.
ESPN Arkansas is behind enemy lines thanks to Century Bank of the Ozarks. This is Hog Reaction. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
All right, let's go right back to the phones. Monty is in Oxford, Arkansas. I bet he's probably just as sad as a lot of people in Oxford, Mississippi. Monty, what's going on, man?
Just another day in the life of a Razorback fan, right? Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys taking my call, man. It's just I'm trying to figure out if we're ever going to turn the corner. The thing is, they said after Mississippi or Oklahoma State game, we made some mistakes. We should have won the game. But I think after 5 games, that's who we are, right? We just cough up the ball in most inopportune times. We can't make the big plays when it counts.
Yeah, you definitely have a better barometer. This was more of a litmus test of who Arkansas is, neutral side against a top 25 opponent. Monty, I think that's fair. And now, Matt, you kind of alluded to it earlier. It's like we're going to find out who this football team is next week against a team. By the way, Tennessee's off this week. So they've just been waiting. They've been sitting in the wings waiting on you. And their defensive line, Matt, is – they got some juggernauts up front. So it's not like you're taking a step back with an opposing defense next week at all.
Hey, I was going to see if I could ask Matt a question because he played the position. I kind of look at Taylor Green a little bit like Dak Prescott because unfortunately I'm a Cowboys fan too. So my fandom is just a series of disappointing weekends. But Dak Prescott, great player a lot of the time, but when it's winning time, he kind of shrinks. And I feel like maybe that's where we're at with Taylor Green. Maybe that's why he was at a lower level school.
Well, I think Taylor Green's getting better each week. I don't think this loss was Taylor Green's fault, so to speak. I think he got caught up in a couple of those blitzes, the way he was flushing him out. Elko, I think, had a good game plan for him, made him kind of almost like what Saban would do to you, just takes away what's easy for you and makes you do something that you struggle with. He even had a couple where he was rolling out and threw it bad, I think, to a play with Ty Washington that he kind of threw into the dirt. But I thought Elko had a good plan for him, and he kept making Taylor Green uncomfortable.
I think what's a little troubling to me through 5 games is Bobby Petrino in his time here in Fayetteville as the head coach was a wizard when it comes to making adjustments for the second half. You think about the Oklahoma State game. You think about the first quarter and really the rest of the second half. Defenses, Matt, have been correcting their mistakes against Coach Petrino and Taylor Green, and unfortunately gotten the better of Arkansas in this game, obviously, in the game in Stillwater. I think that's a little concerning as you are nearly halfway through the season, because I thought it was going to be the opposite, to be quite honest.
Just attention to detail, a little focus here. You can't go backwards certain times, and we had chances, man. I thought Petrino called a good game, and we wish we'd have ran it a little more. I'd like to see 22. You'd like to see 22 get the ball 20 times, however you get it to them. But 18, 16, at least 16 times in a game like that. But we just did just a little play here or there.
All right, let's talk to Andy in Bethesda, Arkansas. Andy, did I say that right? I don't know if I've ever said Bethesda on this show.
Well, it's a pretty small place. Probably never been here, never heard of it.
Well, now I have, and we're all better for it.
Good deal. Good to talk to you all tonight. Yeah, I was just going to talk a little. I'm echoing a little bit of what some other people have already said, but Taylor Green, he seems like to me, when he's got the ball in his hands, he's using his legs. I don't think there's anybody better in the country, but when it gets beyond that, he's a turnover machine. I think he had that problem at Boise State as well, and it seems like it's a problem that just keeps going on, and like the last caller said, it happens at the worst times. If it's not him doing that, it's an offensive lineman jumping off sides, at a 3rd and 1 when you're down in the red zone. It's just we constantly see these mental mistakes at a bad time. You see guys celebrating after we just, had a big turnover and somebody makes a routine tackle, they jump up to celebrate. Just signs of an undisciplined football team. Not all the time, but sometimes, and it always seems to pop up at the very worst times.
In turnovers were a big issue, but Colton, you were talking about, was it 10 penalties? Is that what it was?
10 penalties for 75 yards, and most of them coming in, crucial, game-altering, very important moments.
Yeah, and that was a big issue tonight. All right, we're going to go to break, and during the break, you're going to decide, as a listener, by texting us if we're going to let Brian and Ozark on the postgame tonight. If you would like Brian to come on and you'd like to hear from him, 877-377-6963. Text yes. If you don't want to hear from Brian, text no. We'll tally up the votes, and we'll tell you if he's coming on or not next on Hog Reaction.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. ESPN Arkansas is behind enemy lines thanks to Century Bank of the Ozarks.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. And you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
This is Hog Reaction.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With the never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
At Arvest Bank, we believe in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with and supporting those who serve our communities. From the ones who are making a difference in big and small ways every day, to those who are helping create better tomorrows. We appreciate everything you do, and we're proud to work alongside you. Because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Check out the new Wacker Newson ST45 at Sharp Equipment. It's bigger, bolder, and is ideal for lifting and loading. The vertical path lift arm allows for easy load placement in demanding applications where reach and height is a requirement. For compact, heavy equipment with a great deal of power, visit them and check out the new Wacker Newson lineup at Sharp Equipment, 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or call them at 479-242-1406.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
At AOG, our main goal is to deliver reliable energy to your home safely. And keeping our team members, customers, and community safe starts with awareness. Natural gas has a distinctive, strong odor, often compared to rotten eggs or sulfur. If you smell gas, leave your home immediately. Go to a safe location and call 911 in addition to AOG. Remember, if you smell gas, act fast and always call 811 before you dig. To learn more about natural gas safety, visit AOGC.com. AOG, energy for life.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics.
Jackson's the tailback. They give it to Jaquindon, fighting at the goal line. Did he get in? Touchdown, Arkansas! Jackson's in, and the Hogs go back up by 2 scores.
ESPN Arkansas is behind enemy lines thanks to Century Bank of the Ozarks. This is Hog Reaction. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Now we got a resounding text from one of our team members, Zach Arms. He voiced his opinion on whether Brian or not should come on the program. We got several other texts. We go to the news desk where Colton Little is tallying up votes. Colton, what have we come to in consensus one way or another on if Brian and Ozark is going to be allowed on the postgame program?
I won't even sugarcoat it. It's 19-4. It was a pretty resoundingly no. They
well,
don't want
then,
it, so
Brian,
sorry,
you
Brian.
are dropped. Bye. See you later. Let's talk to Dan in Bentonville. Dan, you're on Hog Reaction. I'm glad to talk with you and not Brian.
Yeah, well, I had a message for Brian. I didn't want to just text this, but I'm going to keep this as clean as possible because I know it's a family show.
Yes,
So
very much so.
my message for Brian is Tuck, Texas, and Buck Brian.
Oh, geez. All right. No, there we got to take that. Dan, we got rules, Dan. Jeez. Oh, man. Let's see. Texas, they barely beat Mississippi. Oh, it ended up being a little further than that, 35-13, the final there. Matt, I didn't get a chance to watch much of that game, but Mississippi State covered the 37.5-point spread, so I guess the Bulldogs gave more of a fight in Austin than maybe Texas anticipated.
Yeah, I mean, it's I didn't get to watch any of that game, so I thought they would win. I'm Illinois and Penn State 7-7 at halftime for Coach Bielema. You got Barry Lunny. I think one of the Morgan brothers, if not two of them are up there. I think one of them's up there. So
Yeah, I think Grant is.
yeah, so people with Arkansas ties. I got to watch Colorado and UCF today tie with KJ and Shadur, and they just
How about
couldn't
that
stop
game?
them. Yeah, that was a crazy game, man.
Listen, Colorado, they've taken some lumps this year, but that win last week against Baylor and then beating the brakes off of UCF, who, by the way, was either the second or I think it was they had the third best odds to win the Big 12. Maybe it was second. Pretty impressive for Dion. You got to give him credit when credit's due, and he deserves some of it from us. Keith's in Fort Smith. Keith, you're on I almost said the Morning Rush. You're on Hog Reaction, man. What's up tonight?
Well, I just want to say all my hopes and dreams for what I thought was going to be next Saturday are crushed. Hogs played tough. Can't block free blitzers because you ain't got nobody there. Sad to see Taylor running for his life. Some of those throws we knew that he struggled to make. He hit what he could, but he couldn't. He did the best he could with what he had. Very frustrating to leave Jerry World losers again. I'm just disappointed tonight. Ready for some better times, boys. That's all I got.
Keith, I can feel the dejectedness coming out of your voice, and I'm sorry because we knew what this was. You win this game day's in town, the whole kit and caboodle. It's still going to be a great atmosphere next weekend, I think. It's going to be at night. Tennessee is not one of your top rivals, but you like playing the Vols, and it's just unfortunate that this game concluded in a very similar fashion that we've seen pretty much every game since 2014. You lose a close game to Texas A&M, a team that you feel like you're better in. I know the betting lines say that they're a little less than a touchdown favorite, but you really felt like you let this one slip away today with the turnovers, penalties, and other stuff. We got more to talk about here on Hog Reaction. More of your calls and texts. If you've got some thoughts, please don't make them listen. I know on this. I know following games, the mouth that your lips get a little loose, but let's not have any more infractions the rest of the night. Our number 877-377-6963. Hog Reaction. More coming up with Matt Jones next. Here
You're
from
listening
AT&T
to
Stadium.
Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. ESPN Arkansas is behind enemy lines thanks to Century Bank of the Ozarks.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyer's has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyer's and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyer's, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
This is Hog Reaction.
Come celebrate autumn in the natural state with Crabtree RV Center in Alma. Crabtree RV Center is having their big fall sale October 10th through the 13th. There will be special pricing and door prizes along with our experienced, knowledgeable staff to help you pick the perfect RV for your family. Come see why we've been voted the best of the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas. So mark your calendars for October 10th through the 13th and don't miss out on the big fall sale. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3010 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling. The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844. COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
At the toe, it's gotta be Jelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality, price, and comfort you like, and savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco.
For hard work and the great outdoors.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics.
Jackson's the tailback. They give it to Jaquenda, fighting at the goal line. Did he get in? Touchdown, Arkansas! Jackson's in, and the Hawks go back up by 2 scores.
ESPN Arkansas is behind enemy lines thanks to Century Bank of the Ozarks. This is Hog Reaction. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
All right, right back to the phones. Hog Reaction presented by Bud Light. We're live at AT&T Stadium. Matt Jones, Todd Richardson, Colton Little, and Saul, who's in Fayetteville. Saul, what do you got for us tonight, man?
Hey, good evening, guys. How's it going? Great show, by the way, guys. Yeah, just real quick, instant reaction. Man, it just feels like another shot to the gut, man. It's another one of those. But in your guys' opinion, I mean, you guys might have already talked about this, but what are we missing? Like, is this a culture thing at Arkansas? Like, the obvious, people always go like, hey, we need to fire the coach. We need to, make coaching changes. I think that's too simple. Like, what are we missing? Like, what in your guys' opinion, what do you guys think about that? Like, do we have a culture opportunity? I feel like we need to dig a little bit deeper on how to improve our program.
Matt, I'll let you hit that one first. I mean, what is it? It's these one-score games that we keep having to discuss and help Razorback fans through, and I don't blame someone like Saul that's frustrated with what's going on.
Well, I think the plays were out there to be made. It's not a lack of effort thing. I mean, we were putting ourselves in the positions to make plays, and You saw one where I think it was Blackstock or Blackstone, whoever our right tackle is. So you have two coming. So he goes like he's going to one, and then he steps out to two and blocks neither one of them. And it's like, well,
yeah,
block inside first, but we're having a couple troubles passing things off, but that's expected. And Taylor Green, whenever he threw the long pass to Tesla, that was kind of off of a play like that. But then Blackstone did jump on the ball, so that was big time for him to get the ball back. We just kind of it seemed like the whole game we had take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. We just never really kind of got it going. We had a couple drives, but we'd get it going and just something would happen. If it's a false start, if it's a penalty, if it's a drop pass or whatever that should keep moving the chains, and we just couldn't get the momentum going. We just weren't consistent enough. But the plays were out there. That's kind of what hurts you, I think, Ty, is when you look at the game. I mean, there were plays out there to be made.
Let's talk to Austin. He's in Van Buren tonight. Austin, you're on Hog Reaction, man.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Well, I'm not. So
yeah.
This game today, man, it was tough to watch. And I mean, everybody wants to point the blame, and everybody, in my opinion, everybody wants to point the blame at like one point or another. And honestly, I think a lot of our issues today were the offensive line. I mean, there just wasn't a lot of blocking. How many times was Taylor Green running for his life and trying to make plays with his feet?
Yeah.
And that's just tough to do. I mean, he's no Matt Jones by any means, but I mean, he's pretty darn close. But no, I mean, overall, I think whenever we started, those first couple of drives where we scored just right off the bat, that big pass to Tesla at the beginning of the game, I mean, that was huge. That was big. And I thought, okay, here we go with the offense. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of just sputtered out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I just want to know, like, what do you guys think, like, was going on there towards the end of the second quarter? I mean, into the third and fourth quarter even. What was going on with the offense there other than the offensive line not blocking? What happened to where Taylor Green couldn't complete a pass? And I'll hang up and let you guys talk about it.
Well, we'll talk about one of those turnovers right here. So in the second quarter, when you're running that read option play, and I had one of the best teachers and coaches of that option play when you're running that, the mesh point. That's when the quarterback has the ball and he's putting it in the running back's belly. That has to happen quicker. That happened so slow. It happened they saw that on film, because you look back the last couple games, there's a couple times where it's like a delay. No, as soon as that ball's out there, that it has to be covered up, because the defense will attack it. And that's what they did. And they were able to cause a turnover because we were a step slow at getting to the mesh point where the quarterback can make the decision.
I have noticed a delay every once in a while with that.
Can't have that on that play. You can't delay the option like that. That's just somebody, whoever's coaching option, that has to be cleared up.
So take me through. Is that Jaquinton not moving the ball quick enough? Is that Taylor slow?
I don't know what their reads are. I don't know what they're being coached to do. But whatever it is, that has to happen quicker. That has to happen a lot quicker, because that's the defense to it. If you just sit the ball out there for a full half count, I mean, it's not a full count, but that's a full half count.
Yeah.
Man, that defensive end, he plays at Texas A&M. He's pretty darn good, man. You put that ball out there for a half second and he's gonna blow it up.
All right, let's talk to Cecil. Cecil's called in for Fort Smith tonight. Hey, man, what's going on?
What's up, fellas? Man, actually, I didn't watch the game like I wanted to. I was definitely tuned in, but I was outside working. And I was up on the ladder, and next thing you know, we had scored 7. I'm like, okay, we got this. Then, bam, A&M was 7. Then we was 14. They was 14. I'm like, so, but one thing about it, I mean, I know we lost the game, and it's the same feeling when I feel that I can speak for myself. The way I feel, it's a lost feeling, but we are competitive. So it's not like we getting in the game and we getting blowed out, or we got a really good team, and this is going to take some time. I'll be in Fayetteville next week for the Tennessee game, and I think we're a competitive team. Just put it like that, and we could win.
Cecil, hold on. I want to make this clear. Like that you're almost coming across, and I love you, man, and I know we agree on a lot of stuff, but like I don't think fans want to win. Like we're almost sounding like participation trophy fans with just being happy with this team being competitive. We saw they were competitive last year. We've seen they've been competitive under Sam Pittman. You got to take that next step as a head football coach to win. And I don't know. Listen, we can talk about like radio hosts that go on rants and don't know even a quarter or a third of what a head football coach knows. Well, it's the end result. Like that's what you could lump me in there. You can lump all our listeners in there. You want to see wins. And it's disheartening and frustrating when they lose this game each and every year in a similar form and fashion. That's what's important, Cecil.
And it really don't even seem like we lost. I didn't even know we lost that many games. And I watch them every year. But actually, we did. And I can remember when I was when we played Johnny Football in Fayetteville, we lost that game. But it was a really good game. But I'm like, wow. When y'all said, how many games was it?
So they have lost, with the exception of 2021, they've lost every game since 2012. So when A&M joined the league, they beat the crap out of us in College Station. And then that game was back in Fayetteville. That game was a 12-point loss. And then every year since 2014 in AT&T Stadium, with the exception of our guy Traylon Burks, they lost. So it's troubling. And this is a school you compete against on a regular basis in recruiting. And not only do they have a bigger NIL budget than DBU, but they can flaunt the record the last decade and a half, which hurts a lot.
Well, maybe I should have just said, by being a fan, you got to say something, Ty. I mean, you got to have something to say about the game. I didn't, I am a Hog fan, but I guess I was just tied up, lost for words. I really didn't know how to explain the loss. But go Hogs, and let's try to just keep our heads up and keep moving.
Thanks, Cecil. Wes is in Van Buren. Wes, you're on Hog Reaction. What's going on tonight, man?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Guys, I'll tell you, to me, we gave the game. Green is not the quarterback. You got to hold on to the ball. And why are we not running him? That's what he's good at.
I know
we had 3rd and 3, I don't know how many times. And, we want to drop back and throw the ball when we have no protection. That's my first question. And then the second is to Matt. Hey, Matt, learn your players. It's not Blackstone. It's Blackstock, okay?
Oh, that's a one misfire. I've probably done it plenty of times tonight, Wes. To your point about Taylon Green, these coaches see everyone in practice, Matt. We saw Malachi Singleton in limited action against UAPB. We saw him last week against Auburn, quick 3 and out. And I'm not meaning to disparage Malachi, but there's a clear QB1 of this football team, and it's number 10, Taylon Green. Now he's not where you want him to be right now. I understand that, but the idea that they should make a quarterback change, I'm not on board with that.
I think you're going to win more games with Taylon Green than you're going to win without him. And it's Blackstone. Is that what we're going with?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know.
That's my fault. I'm sorry.
No, you're good,
that.
Matt. Listen, of all things,
his steps were a little off there, but he did good by getting back on the ball. So that was big time. There were plays out there to be made. I'd have liked it. We went to Satania a little bit early, and I kept thinking he was going to wiggle one or break one.
Yeah.
Because he looks electric. He looks fast. He looks like he has a little extra step on him. I would have liked to have seen us trying to get to the ball to him a little bit more, maybe later in the 3rd and 4th quarter, but it seemed like we kind of faded away for whatever reason. And then again in the 4th quarter, you'd like to see where 22 was. He's our, I think our, and then, but you can't deny the connection that Taylor Green and Andrew Armstrong has. I mean, Andrew Armstrong made a heck of a lot of plays out there today.
He is the alpha number one. We started the show with the first quarter, and then we kind of broke down what Arkansas has as the wide receiver corps. And you like what Isaac Tesla did today: 5 catches, 120 yards, and a touchdown, including that long 75-yard one to kind of get the game going. But Andrew's the guy that you trust in any given situation. The defenses will continue to key in on him and try to make Taylor Green go elsewhere. But I, like you, was kind of surprised they didn't go back to Isaiah Moore. He ends his day 6 catches for 27 yards. His longest was 8. I mean, that's just a kid you can try and get in space. I wonder your opinion on Tyrone Broden. He had 1 catch for 15 yards. Matt, I know he's gotten a lot of targets this season. Is today's game, is that one of those that maybe, and I don't know, again, the specific position, what I think Tesla plays the same one as Satania, but do we maybe see Isaac get some more playing time over Broden based on the production that we saw today, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, Broden has a lot of talent, that's for sure, and he finds a way to get open. For whatever reason, it just hasn't been a good connection. But the dude is super talented, and it is kind of by committee. After you look at Armstrong, I think they Satania, it says here, had 11 targets, so they're trying to get him the rock a little bit. Tesla, I think, catches everything. It's kind of those 50-50 balls where it's just like, hey man, you kind of got to go be a dog. And Broden just doesn't seem to kind of come up with those. But yeah, just keep on grinding. There's a lot of football left, and there's going to be chances to make plays. So you just kind of want to keep his mindset going good and positive, because it's hard. It's hard, and it's easy to get down on yourself when you're not playing very well. And so you just hope somebody's lifting him up and saying, man, keep grinding. Hey, maybe stay after practice the next 2 days, get an extra 100 catches on the jugs. Just start making a little effort and doing things. And I don't know what he does, but I'm saying just kind of start putting yourself in positive vibes and putting yourself in the right spot.
We had a call, I think it was Wes and Van Buren, that had some thoughts on Taylor Green. And I don't want to turn the phones off for people that disagree with me. If you don't think Taylor should be the quarterback, I want to hear it. But I need you to lay out some reasons and logics on why you think Malachi Singleton or KJ Jackson would be a better quarterback for this team and this offense and Bobby Petrino than what we've seen with Taylor through 5 games. We haven't heard from Coach Pittman yet. That's my fault. We've had so many calls. Continue to call us. We're live from AT&T Stadium. It's Hog Reaction. Myself, Matt Jones, Colton Little. Our number is 877-377-6963. Let's just stay on the subject of Taylor. Here's what Coach Pittman said about his quarterback after the game.
Well, I think he's in a tough situation. I do. But it's our job to try to find out how we can score points and make yards with him. But it's frustrating because I didn't feel like, it was any better than what it was a week ago. The difference is we had 10 more last week. We had 4 last this week. And so it certainly feels different. But as far as the result on the field, it didn't really look a whole lot different, I didn't think.
So, Matt, he talks about difference there. I wonder, as we continue on through the back half of the season, what is going to look different? I mean, is this just what Arkansas's offense is going to be like? The defense is going to keep them in games, and the offense is just going to have some spurts here and there. I mean, what differences could you see in the remaining 7 games, regular season-wise, that Bobby Petrino could help figure out with Taylor a little bit?
Well, I'd have all the skill position players carry a football around with them all week. You got it. That's the most precious thing out there, and you can't lose the turnover battle 3-0. And like we've been saying, there were plays to be made out there, and we keep giving it away. Defense keeps you in it. You're able to give up 21 points. I don't care who you're playing in the SEC. Offense has to find a way to get more than 21. I mean. That you just go back to it. We keep shooting ourselves in the foot. Gotta take care of the football.
Cannot have these turnovers like they did in this game, and that was a huge issue for Arkansas. It's not often that if you lose the turnover battle that you win the game. Matt, I kind of want to go behind the headset with you if we could. Eric in Boonville says that Green's talented. He just doesn't necessarily have it upstairs. Like Bobby Petrino has a really complex, convoluted offense. And I know that you had a couple different OCs when you were playing here in Fayetteville. Like how long does it take a guy who didn't have a full offseason necessarily to get accustomed to not just a coach, but what he's trying to implement on offense? Like, how long did it take for you before you felt comfortable?
Yeah, things are definitely different now. I haven't been in the meeting room with those guys, and I'm sure they clear the picture up for them, and you're able to have the headsets now, so I think that helps a little bit. That's what you're trying to do. You have open communication with the coach and the player. What plays do you like? What do you like on 1st and 10? What do you like on 2nd and short? You have this conversation, and it's like, yeah, what do you get here? What are your reads? And you keep having this open dialogue. So I know they have it. It just takes a little bit of time, man. It's learning an offense is like learning a foreign language, and then when you're learning it's and then you have to translate it to something else. He had different terminology somewhere else. So all this goes on with all the players, and so you're trying to come together, and there's just one mission, and you're trying to do it. It's just there were plays out there. If you gotta quit turning the ball over. I mean that would be simpler.
It's a very novel, simple concept, Matt, and yet it a lot of times decides games here on the gridiron. All right, we're going to take another break. It's Hog Reaction presented by Bud Light. We're live at AT&T Stadium. Really appreciate our friends at Century Bank of the Ozarks for getting us behind enemy lines. Arkansas falls once again to Texas A&M, 21-17, the final. More to react to, more of your calls. I want to hear more of them. We've taken probably 15 to 20 of them already tonight. I want to hear from you. What did you think about the loss? What do you think about the prospects of this season? And how does Arkansas fare in the remaining 7 games? More to get to coming up.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. ESPN Arkansas is behind enemy lines thanks to Century Bank of the Ozarks.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
It's a stunning way to go somewhere new in the 2024 Buick Encore GX from Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Right now, get up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing for well-qualified buyers on the Buick Encore GX. The Encore GX is a boldly styled 5-person SUV that is ready to reward. Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% on the 2024 Buick Encore GX. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
This is Hog Reaction.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Bartley.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, soon, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey and Hole Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey and Hole understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today, 479-434-2414, or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com. Hickey and Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
It's a stunning way to go somewhere new in the 2024 Buick Encore GX from Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Right now, get up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing for well-qualified buyers on the Buick Encore GX. The Encore GX is a boldly styled 5-person SUV that is ready to reward. Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% on the 2024 Buick Encore GX. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. More efficient than other energy sources, save your energy for cheering on the Hogs. Be tailgate ready with your natural gas-powered outdoor grill. Enjoy fast, cozy comfort from your natural gas fireplace when ball games get chilly. At AOG, we know your Razorback pride runs deep. Ours does too. And so does our commitment to caring for the communities we serve with always on energy. Visit AOGC.com.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics.
Jackson's the tailback. They give it to Jaquindon, fighting at the goal line. Did he get in? Touchdown, Arkansas! Jackson's in, and the Hawks go back up by 2 scores.
ESPN Arkansas is behind enemy lines thanks to Century Bank of the Ozarks. This is Hog Reaction. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
They overwhelmed us defensively. They whipped us with their front four, and couldn't really ever get anything consistent, even when we would drive and get inside, what might be considered field goal range. You can't turn the ball over 3 times and they don't turn it over and have a chance to win against a good football team. A&M's got a good team. Most of the things that we did were fast striking, the long one to Tesla, and we just gave up too many explosives on defense, played real well, and then, give up the explosive for a touchdown and give up a long run, give up a one across the middle. It's just disappointing because our kids played extremely hard. And
that's the voice of your head football coach, Sam Pittman, and Arkansas's 21-17 defeat to the Texas A&M Aggies. Our number, 877-377-6963. Plenty of spirited calls and texts tonight as Arkansas finds a way to lose this game again. Now, Matt, this was a game, in my opinion, that if Arkansas won, you would have left the game or left the TV or radio station saying, well, A&M played better. Arkansas, just found a way to win. A&M, between the turnovers, plays down the stretch, they did what they had to do to win today. And kind of what Coach Pittman said, we didn't do what we had to do to get a victory.
Yeah, we couldn't capitalize. We couldn't string anything together. And you think that touchdown that tied it up was a short field. It was turnover by us, and they're able just to punch one in. And then late, it's just it's a luxury to have a running back, and you just brought him up, and that might be our fourth quarter running back if you start thinking about it, having Russell, because You look at what Moss did for A&M. Just he's kind of built just like Russell. I mean, they kind of a mirror image of each other, and just downhill runners, loads to fourth quarter. You're not going to arm tackle either one of those guys. And fourth quarter, sometimes you don't want to tackle anymore. It's kind of it's a war of attrition, and it's just part of it. You'd like to see us kind of try to run the ball a little bit more late.
Colton, tell our audience what Matt just referred to. You'd said something insightful during the break.
I just kind of feel like that every time that we've seen Braylon Russell get a chance, a little bit of run this year, he's delivered the impact every time. He's looked really impressive and really composed for a guy that's in his position, freshman out of Benton. And, he's getting some big minutes here in the backfield, and we need somebody to spell Jaquindon Jackson. He went out, once again in the game a couple times here and there with, tiny injuries, but you need to have a second back that's able to get in there and move things around, and also maybe runs in a different type of running style. They want to use Rodney Hill a little bit too, but we didn't see him much today either. So the offensive line running the ball today probably didn't go as well as they would have liked to, just like Sam said there. But man, I think that getting Braylon Russell more involved, like Matt said, in that fourth quarter, closing games out, would definitely help them out a little bit more too.
So I wonder y'all's opinion, not just Matt and Colton, but you as an audience tonight. After this loss, does this change your opinion, how you feel about the football team? Did last week sway you one way or another? Hogwild texted in, said he feels like 7-5 is still very possible for Arkansas. They played 2 top 25 teams down the wire. If this team can hang on the rope, I think they're going to surprise the team this year. LSU and Missouri aren't as stout as they thought. Speaking of stout, halftime score in Tuscaloosa.
LSU's pretty good.
Yeah, 30-7, I think it is, right? Colton, 30-7. So that is sorry, Matt, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, I was saying it. Yeah, you're right on. It's 14-7 in the other one. With Penn State just scored a touchdown, so they're up 14-7.
Okay, what else we got on the dock? I'm looking at top 25. LSU, like you mentioned, Matt, they're up 35-3 on South Alabama. We mentioned the outcome in Oxford, Mississippi earlier today. 20-17. Kentucky gets a massive road victory. Congrats to Zach Arns, who's Notre Dame Fighting Irish, won a big-time game against Louisville at home. Guys, one game we haven't mentioned, though, how about Oklahoma and Auburn? Oklahoma's down late. They come back and win in Jordan-Hare Stadium, 27-21. Auburn loses back-to-back home games. The Hugh Freeze temperature, Matt, just got turned up a little more today.
If they played that game 9 more times.
There it is, Matt. Oh, man.
That's what's hard to take.
That's
the truth.
That's a hard truth.
Matt, I know you played some good Auburn teams back in the day with Tuberville, and he was there what seemed like an eternity, and then Saban got there, and now they've kind of gone through coaches. But that's a program that's not afraid to let a coach go after 2 years. And I thought Hugh Freeze was a home run hire for them. I truly did. But it's not looking great in Auburn, Alabama right now.
Look at Auburn, man. They get to go to a little bit of an upset Georgia. That's their next game. Then they get a bye, and then they get to go to Missouri.
Ugh.
And then this Kentucky team that's going to hit you right in the face.
Yep.
I mean, they're one of the toughest teams out there. They really are. And then you get Vanderbilt at home. Phil and I had talked about this. I said I had Auburn going 0-8, maybe at best 1-7. Vanderbilt, that's not just some easy W all of a sudden.
Pavia. Yeah, I'm with you, Matt. That could be
They should have won last week.
Yeah, they should have. I wish they would have beaten Missouri. Matt, one of the other things we were discussing, mentioning Colton's comments during the break, we were talking about Ole Miss earlier. And the thing about the Rebels, they're more of a finesse team. And they played a team in the Kentucky Wildcats that, as you just mentioned, will hit you in the mouth and punch you. And Ole Miss did not. It's one thing in Lexington. Matt, this game was at home in Vaught Hemingway Stadium, and they just didn't bring it today for whatever reason.
I'm a Lane Kiffin fan. I like what they do, but you're right. I think I brought up Mike D'Antoni. They're kind of the Mike D'Antoni of college football, where they're going to be fun, they're going to win some games, but they're not going to win any championships. And Mike D'Antoni's a Hall of Fame coach. I like Mike D'Antoni. I mean, had some great, Steve Nash, Maury Stoudemire. I think Joe Johnson even played for him for a little bit, but that just that's their thing. If you get in a game with Ole Miss and it comes down to it, you just got to kick them in the teeth and give yourself a chance. And that's what Kentucky did, because Now, the truth is there, Ty, if Ole Miss plays Kentucky 10 more times, they probably win 8 of them. You know, it's just Kentucky.
That I'll agree with.
Right, Kentucky they kept it close. They found a way to make some plays. And like we said, Ole Miss is a little soft.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Let's come back to the game we witnessed in AT&T Stadium. Coach Pittman, some more comments following the loss. Here, what about just an overarching view of this series conclusion in Dallas? Here's what Coach had to say about that.
1-9 in that stretch. And for the most part, I think most of them were about like today and with the same result. That's what's really, really frustrating because they found a way to win and we didn't. Because I don't know that they're going to sit over there and be extremely happy with, I'm not talking for coach, with their offensive performance, you know what I mean? And maybe they are, but they found a way to win and we didn't. So but that's happened a few times here, and it's just really disappointing for the kids.
Matt, I know you didn't necessarily come to, I say necessarily come, you didn't come to this place. You guys won your neutral site games in Little Rock back in the day for the most part. I know this stretch was brutal, and now they're 3-2, but I guess if you want to look at a positive vantage point, you got a good chunk of home games coming up in Fayetteville these next few weeks and really to close out the season.
Well, if you're going to look at it, you know, you get Tennessee, then we get a bye week. Then it's LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, that 3-game chunk, and then Texas, La Tech, and Missouri. Man, Tennessee's not going. Man, that's they don't get any easier, and nobody's going to feel sorry for you. I put Tennessee's defensive front up there with Alabama's as being the best. I think those two front sevens are the best right now in the SEC. And so it's going to be, you talk about what just showed up on film the last couple of weeks of what Mike Elko just did and some of the success that Hugh Freeze had they're going to do the same stuff at Tennessee, and they have better players. I think they have one of the best defensive ends in the country. So it's not going to get any easier. And that's the thing. So, man, you got to just go get in the cold tub, go get your treatment, go watch your film. Know that there's plays out there. That's the thing. There were some plays out there, and we just weren't able to make them.
Matt, this text, and Colton, you can jump on this too. And again, our number, if you want to call or text this, is 877-377-6963. Tanner Tupelo, no one loves Sam Pittman more than I do. I named one of my one and only son after him back in 2021, Samuel Walker Stahl. But my belief is that the coaching search should be underway as we speak. He does not want Barry Odom. Thank you, Sam, for bringing out the doldrums of the Chad Morris era. Enjoy retirement. I think to that reaction for me from that text is, how does this team respond not just this week but the rest of the season? We saw them let the rope go against Auburn and Missouri. You mentioned the schedule is not going to get any easier. You're finally back at home, but, I mean, you go Tennessee by LSU. LSU is not a team to be trifled with, even though you get them at night. You get Tennessee at night. But you've got to find a way, Matt, in my opinion, to split one of these next two games.
Matt, Ty, I'm telling you, that's it. You know, you got to get back to it, get back into the lab, get back watching film, keep the open communication going, find out a way to make a couple plays in there, because I don't know what the number would be, but if you can hold Tennessee, you know, are you going to be able to put up 34 points on Tennessee?
That's a great point, Matt. Great point.
Right. So, and Travis Williams has been doing his thing the last couple games, keeping the score low. But the offense is going to have to play. But hey, I'll tell you this: you turn the ball over 3 times against Tennessee, and you get 0 turnovers, you're going to get embarrassed the Saturday night.
Yeah, no, I agree 1,000%.
Ty, I think that if you cannot, like you said, you have to split these next two games with Tennessee and LSU, because you can't be going into Mississippi State trying to get to 4-4, back to 500, and then your next 4 games after that, you have to win 2 of them to make a bowl and be in bowl consideration. Oh, it's just Ole Miss, Texas, and Missouri, and then Louisiana Tech sprinkled in the middle of that. Those are 3 out of those 4 games. No one's going to favor the Hogs in those games, and you're not going to have a great shot to win them just, lining up and playing football.
Yeah, no, that's in the back end of the stretch. While you've got some games at home, it is not easy. We were talking about this off air a little bit. I saw DJ Williams earlier, of course, great tight end, Mackey Award winner at Arkansas. We were chatting a little bit. He does a great job. If you watch any of his stuff on YouTube, he does a great job of breaking down the game each week. But I'm honestly surprised that the tight ends have been underutilized in terms of their pass catching volume. I know that Luke coach spoke to him, is dealing with kind of that back injury. Jack texting in has his hurt. He's wondering where Barkey's gum's at. You mentioned earlier, Matt, the Ty Washington, the missed throw on Taylor Green's part, but that has just not been as big a part of an offense that I thought they would have with the tight end position.
Yeah, it's been kind of strange. Yeah, and I think he might have false started one time as well.
Yes, he did. You're right.
Number 8. So yeah, he kind of, those are just kind of the mental area, and it's tough. I think sometimes when maybe you don't play for 2 series or 3 series, and I'm not making excuses, but it is, you got to keep your head into it, keep your head focused. That's why you want to try to get on some special teams and make sure you're still getting out there and getting the blood pumping and keeping that lather going, because maybe you're going to go on 2, or maybe you have emotion. It's important to pay attention to detail, and that's another thing we were talking about. You kind of get the offense going, and then all of a sudden you get a delay a game, or you get a false start, and now you're just making the thing difficult for you when you have a chance to, because when we had to kick that fake field goal, I mean, make a play here or there, maybe you get a chance to kick that field goal.
Let's talk to Pig Suey, who's phoned in tonight here on Hog Reaction. Pig Suey, what you got for us?
Hey guys, just started listening in just a few minutes ago. I'm sure you guys have already talked about it, but the bottom line, there's no pass protection, and ultimately the offensive line is not getting the job done. And ultimately, when you have Sam Pittman, who's not an offensive genius, who has put together great offensive lines, it's his fault. It's his fault. He needs to accept responsibility. Look, Bobby Petrino, look what we're seeing. We're seeing offense actually great plays. We're seeing things happen. And so, I think he's our future. If the offensive line coach, who's the head coach, can't produce a offensive line that can protect a quarterback, especially if Kane Archer in 2 years is going to come to the University of Arkansas, he needs to have protection or he won't come. And in this case, if Bobby wants to be the head coach, I'm fine with that. I just think that we just can't live with this offensive line.
Well, Pig Suey, your point's well made and it's accurate. This, for Sam Pittman to have all this offensive line knowledge and really the backing. The backing is the players in the NFL that have played under Coach Pittman at various pit stops. It's been the Achilles heel of this team last year, and it's this year too. Now they're better. There's marked improvement them running the football. Anyone with eyes can see that, but it's still an area where you would think it'd be even the top 3 units on the team. But Pig Suey, it's the worst. It's clearly the worst. Oh, thanks for your call.
I think we're looking on the wrong side. I think if you're looking at this coaching staff and you were to say who would be a head coach, it would be Travis Williams. And then you keep Petrino as your OC. But I don't think Coach Pittman should be fired. I like Coach Pittman. I don't know. I might be in the minority, but I do. I'm a Coach Pittman fan.
When you think about the rest of this season, and I'm not the one that's going to get on these airwaves and tell the University of Arkansas or Hunter Yurchek and Sam Pittman. What I will say is, if they don't make a bowl game this year, it's going to be really difficult to keep Sam Pittman. It's just.
Well, that's the thing. If that happens, and let's say that's the scenario, that we don't beat Tennessee, you don't beat LSU, you beat Mississippi State, but you don't beat Ole Miss or Texas, you beat La Tech. So that's not a bowl game.
Yeah.
So then you would hire Travis Williams to be your head coach. You keep Bobby Petrino to be the offensive coordinator. If that's what you were trying to do, as far as to change an identity or to change this close attention to detail, and I don't know if that's the answer.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the way you would go.
Well, you're talking about giving Travis Williams some due tonight. He deserves it. I've really been pleasantly surprised.
He puts together a game plan
in a year and a half.
And they run fit so good.
Yes.
late in the game, nobody wanted to tackle that dude. You could see that. But their attention, what they were doing they were flying around. They like to play for him.
Yeah, no, I agree 1,000%. We saw the emotion that flowed out of him following the win against Auburn, and his team played with some emotion tonight. It wasn't enough as the offense struggled mightily in the second half. But Coach Pittman had some thoughts on the defense. Here's what he said after the game.
they went at us late in the game where they were running a little bit on the outside, running more stretch plays early in the half and early in the third quarter. They started going at us late in the game and had more success with it. But, you know, we did run a couple of cross dogs inside, and we got misfitted a time or two that when it'd be hard for me to be disappointed in defense besides, you know, we missed a tackle to give up a big one and then the 75-yard. Once we went up 3 that drive. They did a good job, A&M. We helped them with some penalties as well.
I know that following losses, it's always fun to pin blame. And I say that sarcastically, but it's like if someone has to pin blame and stuff. But like Coach Petrino deserves some blame. Like it's not as bad as it was last year offensively. I think we all see that. But part of the reason you lost tonight is because of the offense. And I don't know how they're going to respond next week against the Tennessee Volunteers, who you mentioned, Matt, have maybe the strongest, if not one of the strongest SEC defensive fronts, and not just the conference, but in college football. But, I mean, your offense, I don't think they're holding Nico to 21 points next week. I could be wrong, but you got to find a way to go 30-plus. I agree wholeheartedly with what you said earlier.
Yeah, you're going to have to make some plays and some plays to be out there and getting into the right looks. And if you get Armstrong singled up, you know, that's always a matchup we like. And if you can get Satania down the seam or even Tesla over the top, there's plays to be made. But I'll tell you this, Ty, I watched Tennessee play Oklahoma, and what I saw was a team that was tough, physical, and did whatever they wanted.
Yeah, they're a game-wrecking type of opponent, and they're in favor of Arkansas this next week. We'll find out the game time tomorrow. Arkansas Hog Reaction has concluded. Matt, Colton, appreciate it, guys. This was fun.
Be good, Ty. Always fun.
All right. Good stuff from our buddy Matt Jones and Colton Little as well. Chuck and Bo Show, bright and early, 6 a.m. on Monday. Make sure you stay tuned for that, followed by the Morning Rush, Halftime, and Ruskin and Zach. That's going to do it for us at AT&T Stadium.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. ESPN Arkansas is